Unit 5 Test Track 2.
Speaker 1.
It used to be that my grandparents' village was full of families with young kids, but these days most of them have moved closer to the city to find work or decent schools. And that's a pattern that I see all over the country. Nobody wants to live out in the middle of nowhere, so rural areas are emptying of people, young and old. Which means, of course, that there will hardly be anybody left in some areas. Perhaps just a few elderly farmers and landowners. I suppose it's natural, the pull of the city and urban life with all its appeal.
Speaker 2.
I think a lot of people like me are choosing to live alone rather than move back in with their parents once they've graduated from college. Sharing an apartment doesn't really appeal to me unless there are strict ground rules. It would be difficult, especially living with people I didn't know. And obviously, you see it with older people too. Women outlive their husbands and often spend the end of their lives living alone or with their children. I'm looking forward to having my own apartment and living on my own. I think it will become the new normal in the future.
Speaker 3.
It's something I went through, and quite a few of my friends have experienced it too. It's no big deal, it's just one of those things. But I think it happens as couples grow apart after their kids have grown up and left home. That's what happened with my parents anyway. I think it would have an impact on a country because families become more blended with step and half children living together. And that impacts relationships. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's on the rise in my country.
Speaker 4.
More and more of my daughter's generation are choosing a career over family life, and they don't seem to want a domestic life in quite the same way. I think there'll be knock-on effects of this in that families will be smaller, or women will choose not to have children at all, so they're freer to pursue their careers. I think the national average is about 2 children per family these days. I think it will drop below that if the current situation is any indication.
Speaker 5.
In the past, there really wasn't much of it at all because I guess people didn't move around in quite the same way. You know, they were born, got married, and stayed in the same place their whole lives. That's what my grandparents on both sides did. But now, people travel and see different ways of life, and they learn how exciting that can be. I can't imagine living in a place where I wasn't exposed to a wide variety of languages and art and food or whatever. It adds color and flavor to a place, and I think it will continue to increase in the future. I'm excited about that. Openness and acceptance are key, in my opinion.